The NFL is back, and we are ready to go.
There's John Harbaugh, head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. You got to adapt in this time. Got the mask on. He's going to adapt to the game with no fans, just like he did with Lamar Jackson at quarterback.
And there's Phillip Rivers. After 16 years with the Chargers, he is reunited with head coach Frank Reich in Indianapolis.
There's Derek Carr of the Las Vegas Raiders, career high in pass yards last season. With the addition of Henry Ruggs, this Raiders offense will be tough to stop.
One of the biggest stories in the offseason is Cam Newton to New England on a prove-it deal. Can he become the 2015 MVP all over again? Boy, it's been a crazy last few months. We are happy to have football back.
And now to the coronavirus, where tonight deaths are rising in at least 17 states.
Experts worry it could become a pandemic.
The world is shutting down.
Fires burning through the night. There's no telling where it's gonna go.
This year's games are off.
The NBA announced it is suspending play.
There will not be a tournament this season.
Running wild, running blind.
National Football League believe Black Lives Matter.
It's the inspiration from the players. They've got wisdom and they've got power.
Why isn't it equal?
I have lost somebody. Police brutality.
We've seen heaven, we've seen hell. We will overcome.
After 13 weeks away, the PGA Tour is back.
Sports are back. And here comes the NFL. With the first pick, the Cincinnati Bengals select Joe Burrow.
To jump up to number 1 overall is a dream come true.
Which of the race do you like the best?
The next one. The next one's the best.
Let's go!
We will overcome.
And hello, everyone. I'm James Brown. Welcome to the season premiere of the NFL Today, presented by Ram Trucks, our 53rd year right here on CBS. And we are elated to be back for the opening weekend of the National Football League after a unique offseason defined by a global pandemic and refocused efforts surrounding social justice. We'll be discussing all of that and more. But first, let's get to the headlines heading into week 1. After an offseason full of uncertainty, the NFL is back, and this season is a special one for us at the NFL Today as it culminates with Super Bowl 55 in Tampa right here on CBS. Now, one guy already in Tampa is new Buccaneers quarterback Tom Brady, the former Patriot legend, one of a number of veteran signal callers looking for success with their new teams this season. A powerful statement before Thursday night's game in Kansas City as the Chiefs and the Texans locked arms in a show of unity, previewing a league-wide push for social justice reform across the country. And once again, I am joined by my colleagues here in Studio 43, two-time Super Bowl champion. That would be Phil Simms, the Hall of Famer Coach Bill Cowher, former NFL MVP, that would be Boomer Esiason, media mogul, and the man whose swagger can only be described as immaculate, 11-year NFL vet, and one of the most gifted people, no, not you, Phil, but the man, Nate Burleson. You're close, though. So let's get right to it. One of the big stories, of course, coming out of Thursday night football's matchup, the Texans remaining in the locker room for the national anthem. But you know what? Right before kickoff, both teams came together midfield, locking arms in a show of unity, which Boomer surprisingly was met with the chorus of boos.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate, but I will tell you this, and talking to Frank Reich, the head coach of the Colts, throughout all of this over the last 6 months, he has said to me that he has never been on a team that has been this close and this unified. And that's the key word. It is about unity. And today the Colts are going to send a message. I'm not really sure what the message is going to be, but it's going to be a powerful message according to their head coach, Frank Reich. And I have to tell you, anybody who's ever been in a locker room understands what this means for everybody who puts on those shoulder pads. And I think most organizations are actually trying to carry the message of the players.
No doubt. I understand and appreciate the additional song during the national anthem. I get why players stand, take a knee, or stay in the locker room. But the demonstrations turn the conversation. And I'll just say this, if the conversation doesn't turn to action, then it's quite pointless. I want you guys to stick around. I have a conversation with Calais Campbell of the Baltimore Ravens, and they were very specific and comprehensive in what they want on a local level. If every team takes that as an example, I think we'll be in a better place.
You know, Boomer, you said a great word, unified. I think that's what the players want to be. They want to be unified. I think they have. They want to be heard, and they are being heard. A great example for all sports are all coming together was Jacob Blake when he got shot up in Wisconsin 7 times in the back. What happened? The NBA, baseball, hockey, all canceled game. NFL teams, they canceled practice. So I think that's a great thing. If NFL owners, all NFL owners, unite with the players, they can really help create change.
You know, JB, when you think about the NFL, it is the most diverse league in professional sports. Diverse in socioeconomic upbringing, diverse in race, diverse in gender. We have women coaches, women in the front office. But yet every team is trying to create a family culture based on unconditional relationships. We don't all have to agree on everything, but we have to respect everybody because we have not walked in your shoes. And I say this to the fans, please don't be judgmental today. Listen to the statements that these teams are making. This is not about the flag. I love this country, but we can all do better. Please vote.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
The Jets and Bills have taken the field for their Week 1 matchup here on CBS. You saw both teams stayed in the locker room during the national anthem. Le'Veon Bell told us the Jets had a team vote, and they wanted to do something that showed unity and togetherness. And for more on that, we send it down to A.J. Ross.
Thanks, Andrew. Unity isn't a noun, it's a verb. And for both the Bills and the Jets, it's a principle that extends beyond the gridiron, which is why both teams collectively decided to stay inside their locker rooms for both anthems. Josh Allen called the NFL locker room a microcosm of what society should be, saying it's most important for them to be there for one another. Players from both teams are also wearing social justice helmet decals with phrases like "end racism," "stop hate," "it takes all of us," and "Black Lives Matter," while some others chose to honor the victims of racial injustice and police brutality, citing names like George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Elijah McClain, and Antoine Rose on their helmets. Both the Bills and Jets have also made ongoing commitments to their communities, and I'm going to have more on that coming up later in the broadcast, guys.